What's your photography name and how did you come up with that?
So my name is Alters Media. I came up with it because in my real life I have a different career, and it's kind of like an alternate career. It's an alternate life. So alters means alternate, not like a sacrificial altar.
And how would you describe your photography style?
My photography style, it kind of varies from clinical and clean to creative and abstract. I use a lot of lens filters. So when I'm using a lens filter, I'm able to go from clinical and clean to something a little bit more highlighty or something with a little bit more flair to it, with some diffusion and some effect to it.
And what was the hardest part about learning photography?
Hardest part about learning photography was finding my niche. When I first started doing photography, I had the intention of doing horror photography. And I wasn't so sure if I wanted to go into events or weddings like that. And then the opportunities kind of presented themselves to me, and it just came naturally.
Okay. Do you prefer natural light or artificial lighting?
I prefer flash photography. Being able to control the environment, being able to make a photo look exactly the way you want it to look every time you take it, and being able to assure your client that it's going to look right in every situation, whether it be outside or inside. Being able to guarantee them crispness and clarity is kind of imperative to being a successful photographer.
Okay, and can you share a mistake that taught you something important?
A mistake that taught me something important was trying too hard to fit into a category that wasn't natural. Doing things that I didn't want to do and doing things that other people wanted me to do were things that were out of my control. And I felt like I was losing a bit of my own identity in that, in my creativity. So relearning what my why is was kind of important to becoming a successful photographer.
And what advice would you give to a beginner?
Advice that I would give a beginner is not getting caught up in what other people are doing. Not being comparative, not, focusing on other people's shots and being hard on themselves, because a lot of the times you get discouraged, and instead of building, you find yourself falling away from the art. And I guess just finding where you fit in and who you fit in with are two really important things that I would tell a beginner. Also, learn Flash and bring a flash to every single thing that you do.
And if you could only shoot with one lens forever, what would it be?
If I could shoot with one lens forever, it would be my 50 millimeter 1.2 G Master. This thing hardly leaves my camera. It's my favorite lens.
Okay, and what camera do you shoot on now, or what camera did you start with?
So right now I shoot on the Sony a7CR, and I also have a secondary. My secondary is the Nikon Z6 III. My first camera was just like everybody, the Canon Rebel T6. And I'm thankful for that Canon Rebel T6, but I long are the days, and I'm so happy to be a Sony shooter these days.
All right, and what's in your bag? What's in your camera?
So I stole my camera bag from a good friend of mine who I eventually would buy off him, but everything, my whole life is in my camera bag. So in my camera bag, I have all my flashes in the bottom compartment. I have two G-Kodo 250 watt off-camera flashes, and I have the Godox 8100, favorite flash in the world, most portable thing ever. I have my 4 lenses, which are the Sigma 85mm 1.4, the Sigma 28-45 1.8, the Sony G Master 1.2, and the Sigma 20mm 1.4. I have 2 camera bodies, my Z6 III and my A7CR. I have all my lens filters provided by Polar Pro and Prism Lens Effects. And I have my flash gels in here. I also carry my diffusion, my Magmod diffusion. And yeah, I just carry my life in this little briefcase. To every gig, no matter what, I'll always bring 2 camera bodies to make sure I have a backup. I'll bring at least 2 lenses to make sure that there's 2 different offerings to give the client. And I'll bring at least 2 different flashes on camera and off camera. I'm Mike at Alters Media, and I'm at Vision Studio in Lindenhurst, New York.